It's time for Q&A in the Kitchen. It's the podcast and YouTube series where tattoo artists and body piercer talk about some of the more common questions we get asked as artists and what you, as a collector of said things, may want to ask. Brought to you in part by Skin Kitchen Tattoo in the Axiom Body Piercing Studio, located both here in Des Moines. Let's go around. I don't think we announced ourselves the last time.
No, we blew right by it like everybody knows us.
Yeah, nope. Yeah. Anyway, well, first off, this is the second or third season. We've done 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Episode number 2. So, starting from your left and
Wesley.
our right.
I'm Wesley. I work at the great and powerful Skin Kitchen. And
For how long have you been here?
3 years now, I guess.
3 years
We're
almost.
doing our 3-year anniversary, I think, today.
Yeah.
And I started about a month after you reopened, I think, give or take.
About that.
Range.
Yeah.
Right around in there. So going
Yeah,
on 3
so-
years.
Right on.
But it's been tattooed since 2006.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, kicking it.
2006, 7, in that range.
Yeah. Rock on. I'm Jack. I own the place and try to keep everybody else in line.
Terrible job at that.
Oh,
That's
God,
why
it's
none of us
awful.
are in alignment.
But yeah, I'm Jack. I've been tattooing and stuff here at Skin Kitchen since 97. This is DaVo. He's been piercing.
Yeah, I've been piercing. I own and operate the Axiom part, the piercing part, the part that makes everybody confused. Where am I?
Big holes, small holes.
Yes, we and shiny objects.
Right. Sparkly.
I've been piercing since 1994.
Wow.
And that
a long
leaves,
time.
That leaves you, Jimmy.
That's
the
me.
last
I'm
one.
Jimmy St. John. I'm another pirate here on the ship at the great Skin Kitchen Tattoo. Lucky enough to work with these gentlemen. I've been tattooing since 99. Wow, that's a long time, isn't it?
Really?
It's crazy how fast it goes.
It feels long.
It's a
but
large
yeah.
portion of your life.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you realize you've been doing something longer than half of the time you've been alive, it's like you're more that than anything else.
Right.
Like, you know, it's
I've
Yeah,
really
the only thing you've done longer is
past that
live.
point.
exactly. Yeah.
Here's
yeah.
a great segue into today's
Well,
topic,
sure.
then, is all of your years tattooing. This past year, 2020, has been way different for
Yeah.
our
Oh, boy.
industry.
So that's what
man.
we're going to talk about because we
One
get
for the
asked
books.
this all the time.
Yeah.
Like, what is different piercing, tattooing, and operating or getting pierced or tattooed in 2020
Yeah,
opposed
what
to
are we
years
doing
past?
differently?
Everything.
Yep.
Yeah, how has that last year affected us now?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, who wants to go first?
It was shutting down. Let's start there.
Well,
Right
the
before
shutdown.
COVID started
So-
this past year. We had a lot of shop meetings, a lot of worry and dread hanging over our head.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting around wondering what's going to happen.
Yeah, we started seeing things getting closed down little by little and knew that, okay, it probably wouldn't be long until they axed us
Yep.
as well.
I think we did really good keeping our morale up. And, you know, we get together and we came to the shop and took the time and capitalized on the time we had to redo stuff and make stuff a little nicer. Little changes in the shop we wanted to been doing and we haven't had time to do.
Yep.
Yeah, we
You
tried
know,
to make
so
the
we
best
tried to
of
focus
it.
on that, but
And
it
it
was still in the back of your mind, you know.
Well, and at first it was only supposed to be 15 days, you know.
Yeah, then it was 21.
The idea was, you know, everybody's going to get sick. Everybody's going to go to the hospital, and the hospitals are going to be overwhelmed. So it's not that you're going to die necessarily. It's that we're not going to be able to treat the people that might die. So you have to take one for the team, shut your life down, watch your bills pile up for a while so we can make sure that the general health of everyone is okay. Well, that never happened. So they said, well, then let's do it another week or two. And by the end of it, it ended up being, what was it, almost 2 months?
Yep.
It
2
was
months.
7 weeks.
Yes.
Yep.
7 weeks, and I think
I was
like
pretty
4 days.
Yeah.
pretty. I would say almost depending on where you stand on that. From a business perspective, lucky that was only 2 months. There's lots of states.
Oh, yeah, that are still
way,
shut down.
Way
Still at work.
longer.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I will say
businesses
we
that-
do feel pretty lucky about that.
Absolutely.
That it wasn't as long as it could have been. But again, that depends on where you're standing in the
It,
perspective
you know,
of the whole scheme.
you know what that sounds like? It sounds like someone who just got let out of prison because they were falsely accused, and they're talking about, well, you know,
That's-
should have never happened, but at least I wasn't in there any longer, you know.
I'm just trying.
But I know exactly what you're saying because we are in the
I don't want to rag
general.
on the people who are still shut down.
I
You know,
know.
I feel like I'm ungrateful for
No.
that. But at least I did get to work.
And-
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
We're lucky that they didn't do it city to city like they did in other states. Des
Yeah.
Moines, they have put some additional things on it, like this mandatory mask thing that
we'll get to
nobody
that.
gets fined for, and but other than that, they haven't been like, we're going to do this different from the state. A lot of places, especially like Minneapolis, I know they basically Minneapolis said, no, we're not going to let you reopen. And then, the protests started happening, which we all know about. We don't need to go into. And then a lot of businesses in the uptown area where most of that happened, including the killing, they're done. They're gone.
Are there people that need help that are sick, not getting help?
I
mean, if you're sick and you go to the hospital, are they telling you, wait, no, we can't help you right now. We're overwhelmed. You're just going to have to potentially die from this terrible disease because things are just out of control? Or is it just like any other day that if you feel sick, you can go to the doctor and they'll help you?
Well, I have talked to some that said that the biggest difference is the reason why you're still stuck in the emergency room is because they don't have a room for you to get into. I don't know if that's
so they are overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's a space issue. It's why, like in New York City and larger metropolitan areas, they started having the trailers and everything else.
But those were never used. They brought in a ship. They brought in, they put up these huge cities of tents, gigantic, thousands of beds, and they were never touched.
Mainly, the main thing I get asked all the time is, how are you operating differently? And to be honest with you, the only different thing that I'm doing is I'm wearing a mask when I'm with clients. Because we are taught, part of our job, part of what we do is cross-contamination prevention and working towards making sure things are clean so that people that come in with a virus don't give it to other people, including me, and they don't leave with something they didn't.
Well, in that aspect, I don't feel like anything's changed because we operate like a doctor's office. I have to be clean so nobody gets spread, especially me or another customer or any kind of clientele that comes in waiting to observe or anything like that. And we've never broke that protocol ever. And it's just kind of become standard for a lot of other people. And I thought we found that a little entertaining when we were like, we do that all the time.
Yep.
But as we have to wear the mask. It's a little different now. It eliminates the being able to have people walk in on a whim and get stuff. That's kind of been eliminated a lot.
Yep.
We've gone to appointment only, which we still try to get people in.
We took the kind of, you could get tattooed, you bring a friend with you. We took out the secondary chair with each station almost, so you have your waiting area. We've got 3 guys in our room.
Who can come see.
3 clients is 6 people. You bring a friend each. We got 9 people in that room, so we took out those chairs so we can reduce people in the room too.
Yep.
So that we're not in close contact. There's no more. Your friend can pop in, check on your tattaoo, but don't hang out.
Yeah, there's no more
time.
bringing an entourage.
Yep. So.
Yeah, it's more of a solitary thing, I think. Than it used to be. Yeah,
or it's back to being that. Or
back to being more that oriented. And we can't, and I kind of miss just stop by.
Yeah,
right.
And you have to explain. And some people absolutely hate it that they have to set up an appointment. They get angry. Jesse can attest to this because she works the counter every day. They get angry because how dare we not?
Well,
just
the thing
let
is,
them
we're doing
wander in.
appointments only, but sometimes if you call and go, hey, it's 2:00 in the afternoon, I'd like to get pierced today. Well, I do have an opening later at 6, so I can get you in, but you can't just walk in right now and do it.
Yep.
And I think people don't understand why that's the case. And I think it's hard. And the reason is we don't want our entire lobby to fill up with people.
Exactly.
Well,
we don't want to line out the door with 10 people.
Yeah.
And 9
we're
of them
trying
are
to
going to
take
get
as
turned away.
safer precautions to keep people safe as we can, as well as anybody else. We're being responsible. I mean,
Financially wise.
Oh.
I think it turned out probably be, for me, maybe a little bit less, but pretty close to standard years. There was our dead bit there being shut down, but overall, it bounced back pretty okay. I mean, everybody's been struggling this year. We all struggled, but I think at least when we reopened, there wasn't a whole lot of other things for people to do, like the theme parks and the concerts and things. So there's a little bit. More reason for them to come get tattooed as just a reason to waste time and do something, get out of the house. So I felt like there was a little bit of quick bounce back that kind of felt really nice after that being shut down, but it's not something that lasts through the whole year. This whole year's still been a struggle for everybody.
Yeah.
So I would say, at least I didn't feel quite as stressed and struggled as I thought I would at the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not as well and fair as I would have if it had never happened to begin with, though, either.
Okay.
Well, and I think we're very fortunate to work in a shop like Skin Kitchen where we have a great reputation here, and
busy.
we stay busy. Like we have people that seek us out to get tattooed.
I don't deny that.
And by being off and shut down for 2 months, that helped kind of back up the people that were already booked on top of the people that were wanting to get booked, and it really thickened the numbers up for a little while.
Yep.
Which was nice.
Yep. I don't deny that I probably feel a little bit less stressed just because of everything. I think I also did pretty good about managing everything, which everybody's done. So that kind of, I think at least I felt like that for the rest of the shop here, that nobody felt super stressed often.
Did you feel
Except
like?
I don't know.
Maybe
Jack.
Maybe Jack maybe sold
Jack
more.
worked 7 days a week.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right after
2 months.
That's
he
right.
worked 7 days a week
about that.
for several months after to get the shop.
Yep.
To make us have somewhere that we could safely come and work.
That was very true.
Yeah.
So I know the pressure was never off of his shoulders.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Never.
And getting caught up. It took you that long to just get caught up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that little pause, man, throws you off so much because it's not like a regular business. We're not getting unemployment. We're not getting government help. We're not getting grants. We're a tiny, tiny business. We essentially all work for ourselves, which doesn't qualify as a business to any kind of government. So when you stop for 2 months, all of a sudden you're making $1,000 a week. Well, for 8 weeks you're not making that $1,000. Your bills didn't slow down. Plus you're incurring other bills because you're not at work. You know what I mean? Like staying at home, there's more lights on, there's more water being used, there's more gas being used in the truck from running to the store. There's everything goes up exponentially except for your money coming in.
At least I should let somebody else talk, but for me the more stress was just the change in procedures and working with people. Less financially, but more with how everything's changing, how appointments are gonna have to rechange, how we just slow things down a lot more. There was more stress for that and working with people for me, I think. Putting signs up, making sure we're always wearing masks. You got to make sure you have one or two or three around the shop somewhere at any time. So,
and I think it did affect. I mean, we're used to like when we see how busy it is. When you try to gauge that, we're used to like how many people we saw during the day, how many phone calls we got, and if you're sitting there and like nobody's milling around like usually. I've been nailed for like 18 questions today on so and so's in the lobby. Can you take 5 minutes of time? That really can affect your morale.
Yep.
I think over time, and it was rough there for a while.
Yep.
Did you guys notice any difference with the stimulus money?
It was a very small feeling of like tax time. Nobody really has it to spend, but you got that extra boost that you weren't expecting. So I think why not?
That was probably the quick reopen bounce back that we were referring to.
Exactly.
People had, I know we were mentioning you stayed swamped busy there, and I think maybe that tax return or that stimulus helped ensure that those clients were going to show up once we reopened, that you were able to work those 7 days a week so not for all of them, maybe a handful here and there. So, but they're not always going to tell you that either too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely affected everybody's life. And ways that I don't know. And the thing is that we're not what they would consider an essential business. And that is why most of the artists did not have a good experience with us at all. We're less essential than restaurants. We're less essential than bars. So nobody's going to give any of these studios any type of stimulus, extra money, grants, any of that nonsense.
Nope.
How did it impact you, Jack, as far as being booked out personally on your clientele list and stuff? Did you notice a decrease from that, or did it stay pretty okay? Or did they contact you a lot over that time period when we were shut down and just touch base with you?
As far as I remember, I'm surprised about how many people did reschedule. And yeah, maybe the stimulus money, helped that, which I'm sure helped. But yeah, business has been really good, at least so far. So we'll see how it goes from here.
Yeah, because that's the worst part is you feel like your head's under an axe because at any time they could go, hey, that rug? We're taking it out again.
Yep.
Everything's shut down.
Hey, I just don't want anyone to get sick. Exactly. You know how terrible it is when you're sick. It's worth anything to not get sick. Anything. Do whatever you have to do. I don't know if you've ever been sick before, but it's awful. You feel awful. So what? You lose your house. Have you ever been sick before?
Yeah.
Huh? Have you? Well, you feel pretty bad. And so what? You've worked hard your entire life, given up things, sacrificed things. You know what? You're just being selfish, okay? I haven't worked for anything ever, so I don't even know what that's like, okay? And I don't want to get sick.
No.
So why don't you just give up everything you've ever worked for so I don't get sick? Because you know what, if I do, I can go to the hospital and they're going to help me and they're going to have plenty of time to do it. But you know what? I don't want to have to do that. So just do whatever I say or you don't even care about me.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I think people, we've come to a point where I don't think people understand what it is to do things that are risky.
I don't think people understand what it's like to be a grown-up.
Possibly.
I think people need someone to tell them what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to do it and how they're supposed to feel to fit into the block that they're supposed to fit in, because they don't want Sally in their reading group to think they're some sort of monster, because every screen they look at tells them that if one of your friends or someone thinks like this and not like this, they're disgusting. So, well, you don't want to be pushed out of your social circle. You don't want to be, this monster or something that you've been told that you are. So you fall in line so you don't lose your house, you don't lose your friends, you don't lose your circle. I think that's the big problem, is that no one takes responsibility for themselves as an adult. They're always waiting for someone to justify the way they feel. And if you feel a different way, well, that person says that I'm right and says that if you don't agree with us, well, then you're a monster. So you're obviously a monster and you're wrong. I think that's a big problem. I think this whole thing wouldn't have even been a thing, and I think it shows that through numbers and everything else, but it was made a thing. People didn't get sick in numbers they said they were going to get sick. It didn't happen, but they might as well have. I mean, how many people have committed suicide? How many people have lost their lives? How many people have lost their families? How many people have lost their businesses? How many people have lost everything they've ever worked for? For what? For what? Because I don't want to get sick. I don't want to feel bad. Oh, no, wait, you don't want to overwhelm the hospitals. Well, that didn't happen. Never happened. We spent so much money on this lie, and we're still paying for it with our lives, our freedoms, our country, everything else. Yeah, I feel strongly about it, and if you feel the other way, that's fine too. It's just an opinion, but you probably don't feel that way because you've been told anybody who doesn't agree or fall in line is some sort of, bastard. But, it's the way I feel. I feel that you tell me the risks, and if I decide to walk onto the battlefield or not, it's up to me. But it's not my choice anymore. I don't get a choice anymore.
We could get into that whole adult thing. So, that's the biggest difference I feel like between my generation and maybe the younger generation. But then again, I'm looking at the perspective from a 51-year-old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know what there are, but we weren't allowed not to be adults.
We were made to face the consequences of our actions and whatever we thought or did.
It doesn't even exist anymore.
Well, no, you've been shielded from it. Like, if you run off that cliff, you're going to get scratched and bruised, so I'm going to snatch you before you run off the cliff so you don't experience it. No, let them go over there and get some scratches and bruises and realize, hey, if you sail off that bad boy, it's bad. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because if somebody catches you every time before you do it, you're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And you could say the same thing about the people that have bad tattoos and bad piercings. You should have known better.
Yeah.
Right.
Granted, there should have been some ethical side to the person who actually did it, but the reality is
you made the decision after seeing the work.
And by that argument, there should be a government body that dictates who can get and what they can get, so they don't make what they see as a bad decision for that person. So you've got to live by this model or you're wrong, which the last time I checked, I don't think that says that anywhere on any of the paperwork that people died for, so we could have this little experiment. So, we could get as deep as we want to on it, but as far as it impacting business, it was terrifying. It was absolutely horrifying. At first, the 15 days, okay, fine. Like, like Jimmy was saying, we'll do what we can for the shop. We'll try to keep things together, make some improvements, try to keep morale up, and then it stretches on, and the bills start piling up. And bills always pile up, but you're making money. That's kind of the push to get out of bed in the morning to go work, because, oh crap, here it comes. And then you get to a point to where you're being talked to by these people that look like they slept pretty good last night, and they're eating pretty good, and they don't seem very worried, and they're telling you, I don't know. Right. You might go to work this year again, but, we're talking about this is probably going to go through winter. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go sit in a well air-conditioned or heated room and drink and eat whatever I want with a bunch of people that don't have to worry about anything and talk about the rest of your miserable lives. So it was absolutely terrifying the further it went on, because there was no definite, okay, we're going to allow you to go back to whatever it is you do. Not that it's a big deal. That was a terrifying part.
And I think that most people don't understand this, but this is the most time I've ever taken off from work.
Me too.
Oh, me too.
Since I started piercing, I broke my wrist. I was out, I think, 3.5 weeks. Mm-hmm. I got sick with this big thing, ended up in the hospital, emergency room, all this other crap. I think that was about 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. Heart attack, a week. Mm-hmm. So it really, it's the first time I can't even. We had our studio have 20,000 gallons of water dumped on it, and we still were back to work within 4 weeks.
Yep.
You get past that point, and there's just no idea when you're going to get to go back to work. It's that uncertainty and everything. And I even got unemployment for that period, but that don't cover what I'm making.
Well, what happens mentally is you start going, okay.
Now what?
Who the hell am I?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who and what I am, what the soil I've grown myself in my entire life, gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm like, and I'm like, so now I just figure it out again, huh?
Right.
Now I just rebuild again. So there's another fire. My shop just burnt down again.
Yeah.
Do it again. Why? Oh, because being sick feels bad?
Well, that might not even...
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you know what? Screw me. I mean, this is huge. I don't want someone to get the sniffles.
And at that point, it wasn't even sure that you could go into whatever certain professions again.
Not only that, but it starts a mental thing to where, okay, who you are is not allowed anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Everything you've worked on, your reality, your life, your world, gone.
And see, the thing I didn't understand.
Whoa.
Is why didn't they go right there when this all happened back in March? You guys could stay open, but you have to wear masks. You have to do all the things we did because the contagion didn't change between March and when we got back to work in May. Why didn't they just implement it in the first place and said, hey, stay open? But understand, if you stay open, you're at a higher risk.
Then they're treating us like adults, and they're allowing us to make our own decisions that you can't do that. I mean, come on. From their point of view, we're not that important. Like said, our troubles are so tiny compared to theirs. They look at us as a percentage. Okay, Doc, if we do this, we're probably going to lose about 18 to 25% of small business. Okay. That's all that number. That's just they're going to go, care. Well, okay. Oh, they're like looking at it much like a general or anything else. They okay, yeah, accepted casualties. Yep. Well, there's a difference. That soldier signed up and knew, the deal. I signed up for freedom and to be able to make my own choices.
In my own way.
And now you're changing the frickin' rules and saying that if I don't agree with that, then I'm somehow wrong or bad. But you're changing the rules after I signed up to play the game.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating, very, very frustrating to try to play a game where the rules are constantly being shifted and changed and things are being relabeled and pushed around. There's just been no stability in life or business or anything like that. And so that that's been a big stress. But talking to customers and knowing that we're all in that same boat and that no one is winning here, at least on our side of the pond. I guess in a way that kind of helps,
We're all in a
there's a reason solitary in prison sucks worse than just being in normal prison.
Well, yeah.
Because you can look next and at least talk to a guy and go, doesn't this suck? And he can go, yeah. And go, okay, at least somebody agrees with me, rather than sitting in a box all by yourself going, man.
Well, when you're in solitude like that, you're easier to persuade or convince or to get to go your way because you're easy to conquer. But when you're
all we need is a virus,
people,
and then we can just keep everybody away from everybody. Kind of. No, I'm just joking. But
anyway, well, it's kind of like, and a good example of this was what happened in.
Hell yeah!
That?
Oh, it's our
yeah,
somebody playing with their
somebody
phone.
awesome
playing with their cell phone while we're recording.
I just heard it on.
Talking about.
Yeah, the honky tonk music coming out here.
She's checking on you're checking on the puppies.
She's checking on the puppies.
Yeah.
They're listening to what was that? That was.
It sounded like the Eagles.
Oh.
It's 80s rock, so who knows?
Probably.
If you made me stay home and listen to the Eagles, what I would do, I would leave you all kinds of presents.
But if you're locked in a cage, you got to sleep with it.
Anyway,
I'd say shop wise, we're very lucky. It took, like how much did it affect me? Look at what you make every month,
double that.
And like you get 12 paychecks a month, I got 10.
Yeah.
And that's, so yeah, I lost 2 months worth of income and at the same time had to pay all the same bills. So therein comes the 7 days a week to try to regain. And, because after the fire, I was just starting to plane out and kind of get to that spot and to where it was, kind of its own thing again and good rhythm and everybody. And then they're like, hold on. So I'm like, well, what does a guy have to do?
Because we were talking about how like everybody kind of is in the same boat.
Yeah.
The wind thing. It takes that we had. When was that? Was it July or?
Oh yeah, the big windstorm knocked everything.
Oh
over.
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and we're out of power for like
6 days.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. God.
Hey, you can reopen. Wait,
really
now there's a
start to
superstorm.
Yeah, you really start to know who your neighbors are and who you can actually count on and interact with.
Yeah.
And it is. I mean, everybody goes, "It's an Iowa thing." No, it isn't. It's a human thing.
Yep.
That like we've had floods, natural disasters, etc. I don't care where you're at. You could be in the worst place on the planet.
The whole
if
neighborhood
everybody's in the
suffers.
same situation, everybody's suffering, they
You
tend to
come
pitch in.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Every time.
Yeah.
It's human nature, and that's why humans will continue.
Yeah, I hope that happens with us collectively as a country here sooner than later. Because, like you said, I mean, if half of the people on your block are jerks and they're not pitching in and you're expected to clean up their stuff too, well, not only is that going to take a long time, but that creates animosity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If everybody pitches in, does what they can, even, I can't do as much as you, my knees bummed out, but I'm going to do what I can. That counts. That's same. That's same. We know not everybody can do as much as someone else.
Absolutely.
But if everybody just does this much,
Right.
collectively,
That's a lot.
you're stronger than anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we're shut down for because when that happened, I'm like, oh, great, because I was just starting to catch up.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now I'm out of work again. We ended up in here the whole time working.
Yep.
Shop.
No electricity, dying. 'cause
Yeah, and
It was hot.
like 8 million
Summer.
degrees.
Oh yeah.
Working by daylight.
That was our shirtless, short pants,
Oh yeah.
paint parties.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
we were doing it.
Yep, and eating at
what
at
And
the same
pub.
restaurant
Yep.
over and
Only
over
one
again.
restaurant was like
So it was
one
the only one
small
that was
block,
open.
and all of the city had power.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they were
Everyone there to eat.
overwhelmed.
Oh yeah.
Take turns. Tag, it's your turn.
Yeah.
But I mean, some positive things happened this year.
Yeah. It's over.
We cried. Yeah, it's over.
Sorry.
On paper.
2020, the year that's so terrible they had to name it twice.
Right?
We had Brent started.
Yeah, we brought Brent in.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that expanded
thrive really
into-
well.
We now have 4 artists.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We've remodeled the shop.
Remodeled
Yep.
a lot. Changed.
Got a new studio, as you see.
Studio. Yep.
The channel reached. I think it's at 28,000.
Yeah, just under
Awesome.
30,000
28,000.
subscribers now.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you very
continues to
much.
grow.
Super. And that makes it possible for us to do this stuff.
Yeah,
You know?
all the money we spent, including the new microphones, everything else, the channel paid for.
Yeah.
Except
Because
I bought that. 'Cause I got
and that's
a
because
check.
you guys click like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Absolutely.
10-second rundown of how this works because people just don't get it. Why is Facebook and whatever so, rich? This is all it is. If you can show Coca-Cola, look, so many people look at this every day or every week, and I'll put your billboard right there, so all these people are going to see it, and there's going to be a link they can click on to go back to your place, and I'm only going to charge you X amount a day or a month to do that.
That's how they do it.
And then they go, hell, sounds good to me, Johnson. Boom. And they do that to a bunch of different people, and they get, it's all advertising money.
Yep.
So basically, by you clicking that, it gives somebody another, adds to the number of people they can show someone who wants to spend money to sell their stuff.
Yep, and highs for commercials.
So that's how we're able to do this. It's just you clicking on that and watching. It helps us do all this.
And the incredible thing is that there's this platform, YouTube, that just your average guy can do it.
Yep.
Granted, I'm not telling you all to go out and start a channel. It's a lot more.
Yeah.
Somebody told me the other day, they're like, oh, so you got this, the new mic set up in the new studio and this, and they're like, so you're done. I'm like, no,
never done.
No, never. There's always something new. There's always a camera to be replaced. There's another lens to get. There's a better light. There's always going to be something.
And it is interesting that our fans can write in or click in and let us know what they want to know about any kind of question, and we can get their voice heard.
Mm-hmm. Please
there
don't be
and
shy
answer the
about
question,
that. Yeah.
One of the things I didn't do it this week, but we've been doing more streaming. We're still trying to figure that out. So those that watch the channel have gotten to see Jack Tattoo, Wesley Tattoo, Jimmy, and they've gotten to listen to me answer questions from all over the world.
Well, that's a gift in itself, right there.
Oh, just knowledge.
Check back with our weeklies again too. Brent started with us. Maybe he'll be on the live ones here for 2 minutes
maybe
longer.
we'll throw him under the stream light.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be fun. We could bring him in and just berate him with questions. He's a pretty funny, kind of witty guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't get to spend a lot of time with him because I'm off on this little pod locked away. And then they're all having a great time next door.
It's nice because we can just go in there and visit you.
I know, right? And then just go,
Kids at daycare,
bye.
you can see them and leave their ass there.
But I don't get to really play with him very much.
Seems like
so
I think we should bring him in with a Lucha Libre mask and make him like the unknown tattooer and stuff.
It's the type of guy who, whatever funny thing you're talking about, he'll say the second joke, but it's always better than yours.
Right.
Like every time, man, I said something funny, but yours was better.
You killed it and brought it home.
And we were joking at the very beginning, for anybody that's as old as me, is we were going to put a paper sack over his head and call him like the unknown tattooist.
Right.
But I told Jimmy that it had to be Gene the Dancing Machine, and until that was happening, we weren't going to do a Gone Show Smooth.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, what more to say about 2020?
That it's over. We're on. Now we get to do another year of this because it's not over. That's
2020's been the guy living by the river in a van, and I hope he packed his stuff up and left.
Yep.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of relatives this year.
Went out and got a job.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Last year,
lost a lot of people.
Yeah, it was just a rough year all around. But I survived it, and as my grandmother always put it, all that stuff happens at once so that you can get past it and get under the good parts of life.
Yeah, and if you haven't eaten for like 20 days because you've been held captive, a potato seems pretty rad. So as long as you have your life suck really, really bad for long enough, the tiniest thing will seem awesome. Yeah. So, hey, it's all relative.
It's called the developing appreciation.
Yeah. It's called
gratitude for the things you do.
I don't know what it's called. It's called
for the things
there's no guarantees.
It's like me.
Ride the wave or don't.
Yep.
Yeah, get busy living
or get busy dying.
I'm not supposed to eat ham anymore, and I accidentally had a ham sandwich.
Oh,
and let me tell you,
accidentally.
Accidentally.
Did you slip and it fell into your mouth?
Yes, magically.
Slipped off the table right into my mouth.
He's always been a daredevil.
I have to say that those two little thin slices of ham was the best ham I've had my entire life.
But it was delicious.
Yes. That was sodium-free salt.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, in the ham.
I don't know. It was from. It was one of the sandwiches from one of the deli places that I like. I don't know.
There's probably so.
That's usually where ham sandwiches come from, DaVo.
Yeah.
But thanks for giving us the backstory on it.
So you had to order it.
I feel like I'm there watching you eat the sandwich right now.
One of the 8 places we order from, if you're the Uber.
Yeah. Whatever.
Oh God, what has this show devolved into? Your ham
this,
sandwich?
Yes. Well, I mean,
Oh my God.
What I'm trying to say is, yes.
Yeah, apparently 2020 wasn't that bad. Well, he's talking about his damn ham sandwich.
Oh, I don't know. There were times during the during that. Well, I mean, basically, one of the things is when you're home that much, you pretty much only have 3 activities. Well, 4, technically.
Eat, sleep,
but we won't talk
jerk
about
off.
Oh, no. Eat, take a nap, watch something on television. Eat, take a nap, watch something. That's what my 7 weeks was like. That and trying to get here and dealing with Uber not having any drivers anymore.
Doesn't seem that bad.
And then, and then recording something and going home and trying to edit on a computer that eventually went about halfway through.
So battling boredom was,
it was what it was. Damn anyway, so we talked enough about this subject.
I think we put this one to bed.
Well.
Yeah.
Our year was rough, but we got through it.
Yeah, it's kind of, this episode was kind of like 2020. It was rough, but we got through it.
Rough,
yeah,
got through it.
Yeah,
had some funny points,
and you never really know if any of it's actually true or not.
Yeah,
because we get to edit it before you see it.
Yep.
So. Sleep tight.
We're not even real people.
Yeah, I wish I could have edited that year before it was released.
That would have been rad. Well, somebody did. You just got to be really good friends with them, get something on them to where we can ruin their lives, and then they'll do anything we want.
Yep.
So is this what it feels like on the editing floor? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. That would really suck if eventually, you get to the end and, everything's revealed to you, and it's just some jerk trying to make a movie.
Like Wizard of Oz, the big curtain pulls back and some dude
it's
running
just some guy that's like, I thought it'd be interesting and a plot twist if we did this to them.
Well, that's how you sell episodes.
It keeps people engaged. So you've been watching or listening to Q&A in the Kitchen. It's a podcast and YouTube series about body piercing and tattooing and other body art related topics. If you like this, give us a thumbs up, share it, do all that fun stuff. If you'd like to subscribe, hit the subscription. Click on the notification bell so that you're notified every single time we post one of these or the many other videos we do. If you like merch, you like T-shirts, you like swag.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't like T-shirts? Who is this person?
I don't get it.
Check out our merch store. Link is in the description. And all the proceeds go to buy more stuff.
Yeah, we're keeping the economy rocking.
Yeah.
Well, you are.
Yeah, for the most part.
And all you gotta do is click a thing and give us the rest of your money.
There you go. And then you don't even have to leave the house, so you're safe.
Right? We got you.
Unless
it's cool. There's another stimulus coming.
There's a call you can make. Yeah, there's more. Most of us. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about stimulus anymore.
I want to. I do.
Not stimulating.
I got. I've already got my stimulant.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How much
that's
cost?
What paid for that.
I thought you were talking about a completely different stimulant.
Of course you did.
Filthy.
Because you were probably looking at
Help it.
the P word on your phone while we've been talking, and you're all jazzed up. Yeah, right.
Till next time, here's hoping all your tattoos and piercings heal with ease and without a single issue. And if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, we all hope to see you for your body piercing and tattooing needs in the future. Have a good day, everybody. Take care. Take well.
See you guys.